My youngest son, Stephen, says that he only has two uncles. One is Uncle Kwai, also known as Bernard, whom he affectionately calls Uncle Kaufu. In Cantonese, he's adding Kaufu and uncle together. And his other uncle is Uncle Kok Long, who's my husband's brother. Well, Stephen says that he will really miss Uncle Kaufu, because Uncle Kaufu is really funny and very playful, and Stephen will miss all his antics. Well, Stephen and Uncle Kaufu were partners in crime. They used to throw peanuts in the air, try to catch them with their mouths, and see who would win, and then tickle and tease each other. So he remembers Uncle Kaufu very fondly for all the good times that they had catching and playing with each other. My other son, Marcus, remembers Uncle Kaufu for his umbrella with a long hook, like Captain Hook in Peter Pan's story. My brother would catch unsuspecting little boys with the hook of the umbrella and force them to massage him. So he would lie down flat, and the little nephews would be walking on him nimbly. So my brother was very creative and should have filed for patents for a massage chair using unsuspecting little boys. I remember my son for many, many things, but I will just highlight 3 things. Number 1, he was my protective koko. I have 4 sisters and 1 brother. My older sister Jean is here. My sister Lana and Victor came from KL. My sister Karen unfortunately could not come from Paris. She was offloaded. Carol came from Sydney, and Alwaya's husband is here. My husband Kochin and I came from Penang. As my big brother, he was very protective. And he always asked me, where are you going? Who are you going out with? What time are you coming home? I didn't like that because I wanted some freedom, but I had an absent father, so my brother assumed the role of being my guardian angel. And he wanted to protect me from the big bad wolves out there. So I was very grateful for that, and I thank him for that. Well, my brother was also my provider in his own ways. He used to work for Malaysian Airlines system, and as his dependent, I had the privilege of getting discount tickets. So he got me a ticket to visit Australia after I finished my O-levels, and he paid for it. It was my first maiden trip abroad, and I had a really good time, and I want to thank him for his generosity and provision. Thirdly, my brother pointed me to God. From very young, I remember that there were books in my room, and he had signed up for the London Bible School correspondence course. And I used to think, wow, what a thick book he had. It was a Matthew Henry commentary, really thick. And for a little girl to look at a thick book, I thought, wow, what's he thinking about? And he had the Greek New Testament. Well, right now I'm in theological education, and I know it's because my brother had helped point me the way to get to know God better. My brother had a very keen mind and was a self-learner. He had an MBA, and he worked really hard. I know when I had a neck pain, I called him, and he researched the internet, and he read extensively, and it was his passion to be my sensei. So he would teach me how to lie down, he would rotate my neck, and teach me how to strengthen my back, etc., etc. Well, as you all know, in the last few years, my brother suffered a lot of pain. His physical body was decaying, but his spirit was very strong. When I came about 4 weeks ago, it was just before Father's Day, and my sister Lana and I prayed for him. And he really liked the poem that Lana shared, which was The Father's Love Letter. And I think it really comforted him to know that God the Father was going to help him and carry him, because every step that he took was very painful. But I reminded him of the poem that says that when we are walking on a beach, like footprints in the steps, in the sands of time, when there's only one set of footprints in our most painful times, and we ask God, why is there only one set of footprints? Shouldn't there be two? And Jesus said, I carried you. You didn't need to walk. So I reminded him that God was our burden bearer, and he took a lot of comfort in that. I read a book that was written by Max Lucado that says, God still moves stones. And he wrote about death, that death is not a disaster, but death is a deliverance. And I thank God that my brother is home with God. He's safe in the arms of Jesus. He has been released from his physical pain. And I know that he is rejoicing. And I know that he's there with my mom, who has gone to heaven before him. So with this I end. I just want to thank God for the hope of the resurrection, for the reality of Jesus, that he is the resurrection and the life. And with that we take comfort. Thank you.